Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today I want to share with you some thoughts on a recent clip from the Splinterlands Town Hall where Matt is going to speak to battle passes. There's a question that comes from the audience asking about why don't we have an auto debit coming to pay for our permit passes, but the questioner uses the word battle pass, and then Matt runs with that and answers the topic around why haven't we received a battle pass in this game yet. I had never considered the answer he gives, and so I want to hear it today with you. I don't know if you had expected this or understood this, but I certainly did not. Feels like a clear and complete understanding of why we haven't seen it yet, but why I think we can fully expect it in the future. So if that sounds interesting, stick around. My name is Dwayne Cunningham. I go by Infidel1258. You can call me 12. We're going to listen to a 1-minute clip, and then I'm going to give you some more thoughts here.
Question from Led Joel. Is it possible to introduce subscription for Battle Pass purchases where the game automatically debits DEC in the beginning of a new season to get the Battle Pass? Yeah, I mean, I guess we could put an automatic DEC debit system in. Generally, I know battle passes have been an idea that's been talked about a lot. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a cool thing, not a required thing, but the ability to purchase a battle pass that gives you additional benefits. It's just like when I look at all the things we need to do and that we want to do, that one to me has never been a high priority. Given our current player base size and the amount that a battle pass would reasonably cost, I don't think it would actually burn any significant amount of DEC to be worth the effort compared to many of the other things that we can do or that I'd like to do. So that's why the battle pass is a cool idea. I'd love to see it implemented in the future. But that's why I haven't really focused on it at all yet, just because.
Yet. So he said a couple things in there that I've never fully understood. And so I want to talk about it today. The first piece is that he said, well, let's talk about the question mentioned a DEC auto debit. And I think the questioner may have been actually speaking about permit passes, how we play our rank battles using bots in the wild. We have to pay a permit pass, and at the beginning of a season, which this is the beginning of the season, you have to click on this get wild. If only this was automated, I would prefer that. You could theoretically even just give me an opportunity to pay for next season. That would avoid any sort of downtime. There's sometimes you're away for a couple of days, you're going to miss a couple of days of the season if you use a bot. And so that doesn't apply to everybody, but I do believe that's what the questioner was actually asking about. And yet he used Battle Pass, which is led to the broader conversation that we're going to have in a moment. I just want to say about this, I would love to see an auto debit so we can get that going. But then the questioner again used the word Battle Pass. And so Matt said, I love the idea of a Battle Pass. We haven't focused on it. Why? Not because it's a bad idea, not because he doesn't like it, not because we can't do it. The team can do it. The creative experience, the team and their vision can and will one day do this, I think. They even have talked about how they've built up a backlog of skins for all their old assets as well as their new ones. They've got tons of stuff that they could share with us. Non-monetary rewards that could be earned by those who pay a battle pass. But how much would a battle pass cost? Even if we imagine, if you look at any other game, it might be 10, 20, 30 bucks for a battle pass, and that's going to last you for usually 3 months. That's how most battle passes work. 4 battle passes a year equal a full year, and that's what often will happen in Call of Duty or Apex Legends, etc. It doesn't make sense for Splinterlands to do that, I don't think. We have a 2-week season, and so maybe the battle pass would be a season basis. Maybe. Are you going to pay $10 for a 2-week reward? Especially the one that's non-monetary? I think not. Are you going to pay $1? Maybe. $2? Maybe. I don't think $5. Now, the point I'm driving at is the return or the cost that the team is going to reap from this effort is going to be trivial. Now, it should still matter. If we look at there's an daily average player base of 5,000, maybe 8,000 players in Splinterlands. And if you said, every one of them, this is not going to happen, but just imagine every single one of them bought the battle pass and it was $1 per, $1 per season. You're talking $8,000 more going to the team. Maybe that's getting burnt and that would help, I guess, but it's probably, I would argue, should go to the team because they're creating the content. No matter how you look at it, $8,000 is not inconsequential every 2 weeks, $4,000 a week, but it's not going to move the needle from a corporate standpoint. First. Second of all, it's not as if this content they're going to provide to us is just free or just exists without effort. It has to be crafted and I think thoughtfully created by the creative team themselves. Now they have a stockpile of that. We know this. But they are going to get through that, especially if they start throwing it around within battle passes. And if we only have, let's say, 1,000 people that want a battle pass, is it worth it to cater to that audience at $1 or $2 or even $5 a season to give away these assets when we might just as well wait until we grow our player base and get to a place where selling a battle pass to a massive audience would really move the needle? And so I think it's about priorities. I hear him saying, love the idea, but not right now. It's a good idea, but even given our team size, our community size, and the expected cost of such a product, they just wouldn't move the needle to sell you guys $1, even $5 per season. It just wouldn't move the needle. And so this brings me to the final point, which is this, that I think a lot of times we as community members ask for the team to drive new, cool adaptations, modifications, iterations that are going to benefit us as players. And that makes sense. We want the best playing experience we could. We want better guild brawl experience, better tournaments, more ghost card opportunities. We want, a lot of different things we want. And we raise them in the Found Hall. And I love how the team answers those questions. But the thing that often is the underlying thread, including with this comment around the Battle Pass topic, it's these ideas that would improve the game for the existing player base and that not necessarily benefit a new player base. It's really important to draw a line in the sand and understand the intellectual difference between benefiting the existing player base and the future player base. It's possible that certain improvements will do both. It's also possible that certain improvements will only do one. If, for instance, we make major modifications to alpha cards or dropping alpha card skins, who's that going to benefit? A small collection of the oldest players. I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but should that be a priority in this moment? No. And I think we would almost all agree to that. And so the question that I think Matt, or let's say the answer Matt is pointing to when he answered that issue about battle pass, he's saying not right now because it won't move the needle financially for the team or the game. And then secondly, it will demand a huge amount of effort from the creative team. And thirdly, it'll distract, this is the big point, it'll distract from bigger endeavors that could drive the game to greater adoption and greater success. And ultimately, if we can grow our player base from 5,000 daily active users to 50,000 or from 8,000 to 80,000, that's going to drive this game into a place that will benefit us as individual players, long-term investors, in a way that no little scratch the surface improvement could ever. If we improve the Ghost Card tournament experience, which is one of the things they talked about in the town hall, and they want to do it and they will one day do it as soon as they have time, that would be cool. We would love that. But it will not necessarily turn 100 new signups into 100 new spellbook sales. Conversely, if we radically transform the experience the number of clicks required to get into the game, actually playing, going from 48 clicks or something like that down to 1 or 2 or 3, that is going to improve stickiness in a massive way, which might improve investment in a big way, which ultimately helps us as older players in a massive way. And so you can see what the team's focus and Matt's idea here is he's expressing the Battle Pass and other great ideas cannot be touched right now because they don't aim directly at the core concern for 2024, 2025, which is new player experience, new player adoption, retention of new players, stickiness. They've used that word repeatedly. And so that's why the Battle Pass hasn't happened, because 1, it won't generate enough revenue, 2, it'll demand too many staffing resources, and 3, it doesn't move the needle with respect to the greatest goal of all, new player adoption and player retention. And so I think that makes perfect sense now that I understand, and I wonder what you guys think. This sort of thought, though, has a pushback or a problem for you and me. There might be concerns that you want to see improved within the user experience of the older player, things that annoy you or frustrate you, and yet those might be backburnered because of this main priority. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about this feedback from Matt, whether in direct respect to the Battle Pass or some other pet project you wish they would touch immediately, whether it's land or Ghost Card tournaments or whatever else may be the case, Gladiator improvements or whatnot. Let's leave it there, guys. Have an amazing day. God bless.